Okay, go ahead.
I think Amy keeps getting on, and then she just got kicked off again. But, so yeah, so I was just talking to her, one of Jenny's coaches, and so like most coaches that are in these shooting the diamond groups and people that are trying to like advance their business, I want to know what their why is. So the first thing I asked her is her why, and she said she wanted to help people, which most people say. And I said, okay, and then, but like you can help people without being a coach. Like, why did you start a business? And she said she wanted to help people for a living. And I said, exactly. So that's now we got to talk about how you're going to be able to create a living doing this, doing something you love, helping people, being able to get away from a job that you don't love. And so I started talking about how she's going to be able to create that type of income and create a living doing something she loves, but also create freedom and have the freedom of choice to do a lot of the different things that right now she can't do because she might be tied down to a job. So we talked about that, and then we talked about how are we going to get there. And obviously, I go into her downline and we talk about the coaches in her downline and how every single coach in your downline is just as important as the next, whether they're personally sponsored or not. Everything they buy and sell creates team volume, whether they're personally sponsored or not. And a lot of coaches, believe it or not, even coaches that are close to diamond, they have no clue that there's coaches in their downline, and they have no clue where they came from, and they have no clue that they are creating team volume for them, which eventually is going to turn into income and be able to create the type of freedom and create the type of living doing something they absolutely love. So a lot of them just think they're starting from ground zero. They have no coaches. They have no team volume. Nothing's really going anywhere for them. They have no clue. They already have coaches working for them on their team, creating team volume. So that was a big eye-opener for her to see that. It gave her more motivation to reach out to some of those coaches that are in her downline that she didn't know were there to help them, which is going to benefit those coaches, which is great. So that's the first and foremost thing is, and I loved because Jenny said this on one of the calls last week. She said, you got to reverse engineer this thing. So obviously we got to get them to do the little things every day and be consistent, right? But first we got to talk about their why and the big picture. So I know where her why is now, and I know how she's going to reach that why, and I'm showing her how that's going to happen by looking in her downline and showing her the coaches that are going to lead to that type of income that's going to create the freedom so she can achieve her why. So now the question is, okay, hey, all right, you got these coaches and one of your legs that's growing, the coaches above you are building the leg for you, it's creating all this volume. It's basically, I explain it by saying, okay, you have this one leg that's creating all this volume. It's basically a bank account that's filling with volume every week with all these coaches, but it doesn't turn into cash until you get a couple good coaches on that other leg. But it's going to be sitting there waiting for you until you do that. So now I say, okay, now all you need to do is you need to find 2 or 3 good people to help you start building that other leg. Because really that's how you're going to create that freedom that you're looking for, create a living doing something you love, is finding just 2 or 3 gold ships, 2 or 3 good people. So now we're starting to reverse engineer this thing. She sees the big picture. She sees that she's already got some momentum going that she didn't even know was there. Now she knows she needs 2 or 3 good people. So where are those 2 or 3 good coaches going to come from, I ask them. And the answer is challenge groups, right? They're going to come from challenge groups. That's where your good coaches are going to come from. So then she says, well, okay, that's where my problem is because I can't get anyone to commit to a challenge pack or a challenge group. And how many of you guys have that, either yourself or you have coaches on your team that's where they're getting hung up. They kind of see the big picture. They have this really strong why. They know what they need to do. It's going to come down to getting a couple really good coaches. They know they're going to come from challenge groups, but they have a really tough time getting people to commit to a challenge pack and a challenge group. I think almost all of us, right? So I started talking to her, what are you doing? What are the things that you're doing? And let's try to figure out what's holding you back from getting people to commit to a challenge group with a challenge pack. So we start to reverse engineer it even more. Where are your challenge group people going to come from? They're going to be people that you have a strong relationship with, that trust you, that you've taken the time to get to know them. Because what's one of my favorite quotes? People don't care what you know. unless they know that you care. It doesn't matter how much you know about Shakeology and how much you know about a program and how much you know about the value of being surrounded by all these positive people in the challenge group. Unless they know that you care about them and you genuinely have an interest in their goals and you are trying to help them achieve those goals, and the challenge pack and the challenge group is the vehicle to help them do that. But they have to know you care first. So we're starting to reverse engineer it. And how do they know you care? Forming, taking the time to get to know them, building that connection. So you guys kind of see how that starts to, they have that big picture and we're slowly working backwards and trying to figure out where the kink in the hose is, like what's throwing them off track. So for this particular coach, her issue was the challenge groups. And I asked her, I said, okay, if you're having trouble getting people into a challenge pack or a challenge group with a challenge pack, it's going to be because one of the 3 vital behaviors. Are you inviting consistently? And she said she was kind of, sort of. She could have been doing better than that. So that was something, all right, that's obvious. You got to do it consistently. Are you proof the products work? Do you truly believe that the value of the challenge pack is worth every penny and getting into that challenge group? And honestly, I don't think she truly did, because she wasn't using the products consistently every day and she wasn't getting the results that really made her believe that it was worth that price. So when she's talking to people and someone gives her an objection like, oh, it's too expensive, she doesn't really have any comeback for that, because she probably thinks the same thing, because she's not using it consistently enough and getting the results that make her believe deep down, without a doubt, that Shakeology and a workout program and the challenge group are worth every single penny. There's a big difference between talking to somebody and saying, you know, you're going to get Shakeology, your healthiest meal of the day. It's got all these nutrients and minerals, and saying Shakeology has completely changed my life. I used to have low energy. I had terrible constipation. I always had headaches and stomach aches. Since I've been, and trust me, when I first heard about Shakeology, I thought $130 was a lot of money for a bag of powder. Honestly, I did. But since I've started using it, I don't have the stomach aches I used to have. I don't have the headaches. I have so much more energy. My digestion is so much better. And that has allowed me to have a positive impact in almost every part of my life. Because I'm getting the food that my body really needs, which I can't get at most grocery stores. I get it in Shakeology. Now my digestion's better, and I'm getting the nutrients and the minerals that are helping my brain. So I feel better. I have more energy, which has made me a better brother, a better son, a better friend. See the difference between saying that and how it makes you feel and what it's done for you in your life versus just saying it has a lot of nutrients and minerals that you can't really get other places. It's a good meal replacement. So she didn't really have that belief that I have in Shakeology yet, because she wasn't using it consistently and wasn't seeing the results that I was seeing. So that to me is talking to somebody, just talking at them and to them about facts, like kind of similar to, hey, I'll help you lose 30 pounds. That's great, but how is that going to change my life? You're going to lose 30 pounds, yes, but you're going to have more energy. You're going to feel better. You're going to be a better mother. You're going to be a better spouse. You're going to have more energy. You're going to have a better outlook on life. And then that was one thing I think that really kind of hit home for her, because she knew that she was doing her invites, but she wasn't a product of the product, so she didn't really have that belief. So the people she was talking to didn't feel it. And when they had objections, she was kind of okay with it. Does that kind of make sense? I think and the same is true with coaching. Like when someone's talking to somebody about the coaching opportunity and they say, oh, it's kind of cool, you can help people and you can make some extra money, versus the coaching opportunity is great because it keeps me accountable to my own health and nutrition, which makes me a better person and I feel so much better. It gives you the opportunity to create a living doing something you love. You get surrounded by so many positive people that are going to make you a better person. That's going to have an impact on almost every aspect of your life. You're going to be more confident and you're going to be healthier. You're going to have stronger relationships because of that. You're going to have a better outlook on life. You're going to feel a lot better about who the people you're surrounded with. You're going to feel more connected to the people in your life. because you're going to feel more confident with the people you're surrounded with the personal development we do, with the health and nutrition you're going to stay accountable to. You see how that is a lot different than saying, oh, coaching's fun because you can help people and you can make some extra money. But if you don't share how it's changed your life and how it makes you feel, then they don't really feel it either. So I kind of went off on a tangent there, but that for me was huge. It was like, all right, big picture, we got your why. We know how it's going to happen. You got to get like 2-3 good gold chips to get some momentum going. They're going to come from challenge groups. What's holding you back from getting people into challenge groups and committing to challenge packs? Are you not inviting consistently? Are your proof the products work? Are you using the products consistently? Do you truly believe in them, that they're worth every penny and that they should be twice as expensive for what you get out of them? And being in a challenge group, do you truly believe that? And when you're posting, are you posting on social media how it makes you feel? What are you posting and what are you sharing on social media? Are you not posting on social media because there's 1 or 2 people in your life that you're afraid of what they'll think if you post it? Are you letting that 1 or 2 people in your life dictate the outcome of your business, the outcome of your life? Because if you don't post stuff like that about how you feel and what this opportunity and the products have done for you because of 1 or 2 people, you're letting that 1 or 2 people, negative people, dictate the outcome of your business, the outcome of your life, the outcome of the amount of people you're going to have an impact on. Versus letting the other thousands of other people out there that really do need your help and deserve your help, letting them dictate your future with this business. So stop thinking about that 1 or 2 people you're afraid what they're going to think if you post, and think about the thousands of other people out there that would love to see and feel what you feel. That's who you should be thinking about when you're posting, not the 1 or 2. Unfriend them, or maybe even like when you post something, you could block those 1 or 2 or 5 people, whoever it is. Don't let them dictate the outcome of your business, though. That was another thing we talked about. And then we talked about, all right, great. You're inviting consistently. You're being proof the products work because you're going to commit to yourself. That's you got to start doing this stuff yourself. You got to really start to feel better. Use Shakeology consistently. Eat the right foods consistently. Work out consistently. You're going to start to feel better, and then share that feeling and what it's done for you and how it's changed almost every aspect of your life in a positive way. Share that with people so that they can feel it too. And then do your personal development every day so you're more confident with what you're sharing and what you're talking to people about. And when you do personal development every day, you're not going to worry about those 1 or 2 other people that you're letting dictate your life right now and letting you dictate like what you post. So those 3 things, those 3 vital behaviors, like where are we falling off track with those 3 things? And then working on whatever's kind of off track right now. So that's the whole reverse engineering, starting from big picture, challenge groups, where in the 3 vital behaviors are we not following through? And maybe that's where we need to work on it. So then eventually you're going to find those good people to get into a challenge group. And if you're hitting Success Club consistently because of that, you're constantly flooding your pipeline with good people. And those are where your good coaches are going to come from. And those are the good coaches that are going to create the type of income you're looking for so that you're going to create and reach your why and be able to do something for your living that you absolutely love and have a lot more freedom. And you're going to be changing people's lives at the same time. So that was what was going on in my head all day today. And I just wanted to like puke it out on you guys. So yeah, that's all I got. What do you guys think? Any thoughts, questions? You guys like feel that though? Do you guys like, cause what we do as coaches, like, I don't think this stuff is like very complicated. Like that's the easy part. I mean, there is a learning curve to understand what you need to do every day to be consistent. But really 90% of what we do as coaches, what's going to determine your success as a coach isn't like invites and follow-ups. It's helping people realize that what we do as coaches isn't difficult. The walls they create in their own mind, in their own head, the negative thoughts they think, that's what's holding them back. So 10% of what I do every day is help my coaches, learn the basics, the vital behaviors. The other 90% is helping them get out of their own way. Because really that's really what's the difference between successful coaches and unsuccessful is not that they're doing anything different. It's because they're more consistent, yes, but like the reason they're more consistent is because they're breaking down walls. They're getting rid of excuses. They're getting out of their own way. So that's really like what I spend a ton of time doing with my coaches, is just getting them out of their own way. And I think doing that reverse engineering helps them start to see that there isn't as hard as they think, and they are the thing that's in their own way, and helping them try to figure out like how to get out of their own way. Does that kind of make sense?
Yeah. I don't have a question, but I have something.
Preach. And then I went on, and the poor girl was like, "Are you a psychiatrist? Is that what you do full time?" Because then I started talking about like, I don't know, serotonin and dopamine.
You're a philosopher. Yeah. I had a getting started right call tonight with one of my new coaches, and she's like a gold. Like, I think she's going to be a gold chip. And it was kind of funny just to hear her talk about how she's been like following me on Facebook, and sort of like listening to just somebody that's a brand new coach think about, like the things that you said, Pat. Like, she is actually one that I never asked about coaching, but she was in my challenge group. And then I sort of like asked her, she started doing the things that coaches do. And she really she completely blew me away by, she got PIO, but she's like, I want to sell, max 30. She's like, but in order to do that, like, I think the best way for me to do that is to be like doing max 30 and sharing it. And I think a lot of coaches, they don't share, like you said, about how they feel and how they're doing these programs. And they might just post a picture of like Shaun T doing Insanity, but it's really like people are going to follow you because you're doing it. Like I follow Brittany, she's doing max 30. Now she's doing it with Mike. I see Caroline posting. I see Amy posting. It's like you as the person are the one using the products, because that's what's going to get the people connected to you as a person, not just the products. So I thought that was really, really like a great like first coach to say, like, in order for me to do this, I need to invest in getting this program, because that's the only way that people are going to start to do the program, is if I'm doing it too. And that's the same with Shakeology. People that don't drink Shakeology on a daily basis and are talking about how it's making you feel, then you're not going to see results, and you're not going to have people come to you. You can post all day long about other people's results, but if it's not directly what you are doing, then they're not going to feel that connection with you. And that's like the biggest thing with your challengers that are going to turn into coaches. You want to build that connection with them like right from the start. And if you're not using it, then they're not. So I thought that was pretty cool what she said. And it goes back to like what you said, Pat, like when you posted that thing of who made Success Club this month, like I was not shocked at all. I mean, every person that's on this call is made Success. Half of us have already made Success Club, because those are the people that are doing what they need to do consistently. And, people that, think why we're not making it, they just have to do those things that you posted today about believing in it and getting out of your own way. Because I know that's one thing that holds a lot of coaches back. But do you guys have any suggestions on new coaches that you're talking to that are afraid to post on social media? Like, what are some of the things that you tell them? Because that's a question I get a lot.
I mean, for myself, my family is not supportive at all. And so I've made a list, and it says block from statuses, and I added my entire family, because it's not even like, for a while I was just doing, some things I do public and I just ignore their comments or delete them. I had one yesterday from my brother-in-law that made me cry, but for most of my statuses it's like blocked from statuses, and I just added my entire family to it. And then like a couple coworkers who make comments, or anyone who's like, I feel like for political reasons I can't delete them off my Facebook, but I don't want them like making comments, I like add them to a list. And so that's like for me. But for someone who's like new and doesn't really want to post, they could just like make a list of all these people they just like are not ready yet to see them doing it, and then just like do friends besides that list. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I actually do the same exact thing. I had a lot of people, like when I first started, like my coworkers, they're friends with me on Facebook, and like close friends that like were really nasty to me. So I just blocked them. And now they're like, some of them are like, why can't I see your posts? And I'm like, I don't know. But But yeah, that's a good thing. Or today I gave a suggestion of going back to like when I was a coach and looking at my timeline of like 2011 or 2012 and seeing like how you start to gradually post. And that's another suggestion I gave somebody.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with Pat about like the feeling thing. I mean, I've posted a lot more. I post every day now with Pio because I just like love the program so much. And I get more and more people. I like, it's not just like me saying like, oh, Pio drenched today. And then the video, like I'm always describing how I'm feeling after that workout. So I've like suggested to my coaches to like, not just post, like posting collage is great, but like yesterday I posted a video of me doing actually a 21-day fix workout, which 60 days ago before Pile I wasn't able to do because my back hurt so badly. And I like had a little paragraph with that. And I had 17 people message me after I posted that video about how inspirational it was and how they were like interested. And if I had just posted that workout of me doing 21-day fix, people would have been like, whatever, scrolling through, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I suggest to my coaches to really like, you don't have to write like a paragraph every time, but don't just like post a collage and be like, workout done for the day, because you're not really connecting with people that way.
Yeah.
I talked to my coach after your call tonight. And that was kind of the biggest thing. Even when she said it to me, it was kind of like, oh, duh. Like, talk about how you feel, not just that you did your workout that day. Because I think that's where she felt like, and I do too sometimes, like you feel like you just post your workout as like a status update. Like, I did my workout. Like, you're proving it instead of actually sharing not just that you did it, but why you did it or what the benefit is to you. Like, now I have energy to go do this, or, you know, I feel better today, and just the benefits of it. When she said that to me tonight, it just kind of jumped out at me. Like, I don't think I share so much how I feel about that, that I should. So that was a really good tip.
Yeah. People connect with how something would make them feel versus facts. And just seeing like a status update.
Especially everyone who says like, I'm just too tired to work out. It's like you can tell them one-on-one that, you know, working out gives you energy. But when you share it on your post and you're actually like sharing why you feel like you can do it, I think it means a lot more.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, it's the difference between facts and feelings, like sharing how you feel.
Yeah, go ahead. I had a new coach tell me today that she wrote to me in her Getting Started Right call email about how she felt very intimidated by going to the gym, like that she didn't know what to do when she goes to the gym. And so she was asking me, you know, like, how do she's very skinny, so she doesn't have like a huge transformation story. She's like, how do I share that? Like, I don't have a big story like you do. I don't have like a big weight loss. And I was just telling her that, you know, a lot of people like will probably just relate to you by saying, you know, I found an at-home workout that I really like because I'm not intimidated to do it. I can do it at home, and I don't know how to, because sometimes I feel intimidated at the gym. I told her to share that, and I think like a lot of people connect with that. Like, a lot of people don't know what to do when they go to a gym. They're like really embarrassed. And so I told her to just post that, because and she said a lot of people messaged her about it because they had that connection of like that feeling of not knowing what to do. Because I know, so that was another thing today. I swear I didn't talk to you before this, Pat.
and like sharing, like instead of saying, oh yeah, like, you know, the coaching is great because I was able to, not have to work at my old job. I could quit my job and I can do this full time. Like, or that's like my goal. Like, Annie, you sharing and saying like, since I've been using Shakeology and been eating better and working out more consistently, I feel better. And because of that, I have a more positive outlook on life, and I have a stronger relationship with my kids and with my husband. Our marriage is a lot stronger now. I feel more centered because my body's getting what it needs, and I just feel better, and it's having an impact on almost every aspect of my life, including my relationships. That is a feeling versus saying, you know, posting and saying, hey, like, I love coaching. Like, you should be a coach. You know what I mean?
Well, I feel ya.
Yeah. How did the week go with the diamond assignments?
Anyone? Maybe we'll just have everyone go quickly through and share one thing they liked this week. Do that. Who wants to go first?
Caroline.
Okay. Not slacked, but I was super busy last week. And so I caught up on the post this weekend, and it took me like 4 hours to go through all the videos. And I know Andrea had said, like, you don't need to do the videos, but I really felt like it was important. So I went through them. And the number one thing that I really loved was the vision board, or whatever poster that I made. Because I really wrote down all the things I want to accomplish and then like narrowed it down. And if you saw my post in the group, I posted above my light switch, and I go to that light switch 500 times a day when I'm in my apartment. So every time I go to turn on the light or turn off the light, I see it. And I really like that idea. I had made a huge board about a month ago, but until Andrea made that post, I hadn't made it smaller with less crazy vague goals. So I really liked that idea, and I'm looking forward to 2015.
You can nominate someone.
I nominate Robin. Is she on this call? Yeah, maybe. Yeah, she is. I nominate Robin.
Yeah, I'm right here. I'm also a little bit behind, but I really liked the videos from today, kind of talking about how, success doesn't just come easily, and that you're going to fail before you succeed. And I really liked Pat's video about how he was talking about how he used to be afraid to get on calls because he didn't want people to ask him to introduce himself. And I feel the same way. So that was probably my biggest takeaway. I also liked the vision board. It really helped me put my goals kind of in place for next year. So.
Yeah. Isn't that funny? Like the things that you sometimes would be afraid to share, like that, your insecurities or your fears are what people connect with the most. If you guys all have made some progress in your business or, with yourself, but sharing your struggles, even today, sharing your struggles of what you're going through now that's not going great and sharing past struggles, it makes you more relatable to people. Instead of them thinking you're on some pedestal of some person oh, they're great, I can never do what they did. They actually want to do what you did because they feel like they can, because you had the same fears and doubts that they have now.
Yeah, it definitely helped watching that. So
cool.
I don't know who else. Just go through the list. I nominate Chelsea.
Okay. I think that what I liked the most about the last week is learning. Well, so my day job is training, and I think one of the most important things that I've learned from training is that by training other people, you really learn it that much more and that much better. And just by training other people, it increases your confidence, because you then realize how much you know and how much you can explain to other people and how much you can help them. So that's kind of what I've taken away this last week.
Boom. I like that.
How about Brandy?
Hi. So I'm really behind on the assignments, but I have to say that just from this call I've learned a lot. I know that I have a lot to work on with my consistency, and just hearing you say that everybody really kind of has that problem, I know, but just focusing on being consistent with the workouts and the product, being the product of the product yourself, is really hits home, because I try to be consistent, and I'm more consistent with my invites and my follow-ups and everything when I'm actually working out and drinking my Shakeology every day. And I know that, and even though I know that and I still don't always do it, I guess that's one step in the right direction, is I know that's my problem. So I think just working on that and making sure that I am consistent, because then I can pass that on to my personally sponsored coaches and help them, because I know they're not always consistent themselves. And I think if they see me being more consistent, then they will be also. So that's what I've taken away from this so far.
Why I want, like, it's funny to me, like, why, when you're actually doing your workouts consistently and eating right and getting the right amount of sleep, why is it then like that you're actually more consistent with your invites? It seems like you'd be you got less time in your day because you're using that to like work out and sleep, but still it seems like find the time to do the invites. You know what I mean? Like, not just you, everybody in general.
Right.
And I think that it's because, which is proven by science, that when you're working out and you're eating right and you're taking care of your body, you feel better. It's just like how it works. If you're getting the right amount of sleep, you're getting the right foods, and you're working out, your brain is working the way it should. You have a more positive outlook on life. You have more energy. So every aspect of your life, you benefit. Your business, you don't get discouraged as much when people tell you no, because you're more positive, because you worked out and you're eating right. So your bodies can deal with rejection better. And I think it helps with just day-to-day activities and dealing with in your relationships too. Is that what you think too, or am I just making that up?
No, I agree. I think being like doing the workouts and everything, eating right, you have that energy. You're more energetic, and you make that time during the day to know, like, it just sets the mode for your whole day. And that's what I tell people when you work out. Like, I do the best when I work out in the morning. So I work 12-hour days when I go to work. So even when I wake up at 4:30 in the morning to do my workout and I'm working 12 hours, I have more energy. So then I am getting my invites in. If I don't wake up and I try to sleep in that extra half hour, then it doesn't really help me, because I'm still tired. And then I get home and I'm more tired, and then I just go to sleep, and then it just recycles itself and replays itself over. So I think when you're more consistent with your workouts and eating right, you just have that energy to be able to do what you have to do. So
Right. So you're better at everything that you have to do in your life.
Right.
And that's the feeling I'm talking about, that we need to be sharing with people, because a lot of people just don't know any different. They're so used to eating crap and not working out and being sedentary that they're just used to feeling like that. You know what I mean?
That you guys said, because I see how all of you share, like, how you feel about everything. And I guess I never really put it together, because, like, I'll share my workout, but it will be, like how Caroline said, you post your little collage of your workout, but then you said, oh, I did it and this, but I'd, like, never really say how it makes me feel. So that really, like, made me realize what I have to do in order to get people more interested that way.
Yeah. And I think we don't even realize that it makes us feel a lot better. It's funny. It's like, you're not the first coach. I have a lot of coaches that say it and they don't realize it. They're like, yeah, it seems like when I'm working out and eating right and I'm on track with that, like the invites, I make sure I'm on track with that too. They don't really tie the two together. They don't tie that working out and eating right makes them more efficient and more positive with almost everything else they're doing at that time. But it's so true, especially now, like, that I realize, like, taking these, like, nutrition courses, it's like amazing what the brain is like when you're not eating right and not working out and not getting the right sleep versus what your brain's like when you are. It's pretty crazy. Cool.
Do I pick someone?
Yeah.
I'll go with Jenny.
I can kind of, like, piggyback off what you just said, because they're more tied together, those 3 vital behaviors, than like I want, than I think they are, because I am struggling right now with the same thing as my coach. Like, I'm not doing my workouts, and it makes me not want to share, because I'm not going to fake it. I'm not going to lie. But, it's like, it's so tied together that while I might not physically have the energy to like share and do my invites, it's the emotional part. Oh, I'm like getting emotional right now. I feel it, and I know it's tied to my workouts, but it's like the whole group, See, I'm scatterbrained. It don't even make sense right now. It's just so tied in that like when I know I'm not taking care of myself, I don't feel like I can be the coach that I can to my coaches and like the people in my group too.
It's true.
Yeah, I literally this morning I got a text from 3 of my coaches that were like, I was so bad this weekend, and I myself too. I'm like, we both were like, we've been so off with like the way we've been eating. I haven't had my Shakeology. I'm like, you just feel like crap, and then you just don't want to do the other, the invites, because you don't want to follow people and ask them to be a group if you're not doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why we were like, let's do this like free 7-day clean eating group. Even if we don't have time over the holidays, like let's just try to get back on track and use this Monday to like start fresh. But I feel like they are all tied together. It's like if you're not doing one, you're just like, oh man. But yeah, I feel like we all feel that way. So.
Yeah. The mood that you're in, like whether you're positive or negative, whether you're like excited or sad, whether you're tired or have energy, it really comes down to like the dopamine in your brain. It's like really that easy. The more dopamine that is like being created in your brain, the more energy you have, the more positive a mood you're in, the more excited you are to do whatever you're doing and talk about what you're talking about. And if you're eating right, the right foods, and you're working out and you're getting the right amount of sleep, then your dopamine's firing and you have the right amount and you feel good, and then everything else in your life is easier. Just simple as that. You're not getting the right amount of sleep, or your sleep patterns scattered, and you're not eating the right foods, and you're not working out, then your brain isn't doing what it should, and you don't have the energy, you don't have that positive feeling. It's really that simple.
I feel like I'm trying to I've been overdoing my personal development. Not that you can overdo it, but I'm like thinking that it's going to compensate for it. I'm just in a funk.
It doesn't create it though. It's gotta be, it's the food, and it's the physical activity. It's being outside and having sun. Like the sun creates serotonin and dopamine in your brain. Sleeping on a regular schedule, same time every night, wake up same time every day, that does it too. Eating healthy, that does it as well. Working out does it big time. Those are the things you got to be doing consistently, and you a difference. Your brain works the way it should, and you feel so much better, and your mood is the where it should be, and then everything else starts to come easy.
Jenny, what program are you doing now?
I'm supposed to be doing 21 Day Fix, but Max 30 should be at my door tomorrow.
Oh, well, mine actually will be here tomorrow too. Yeah. I'm sort of in a funk too, because I don't know about you, but I need like that excitement of like a new like program or something. So right now I'm sort of like in between doing things, and I feel like once that Max 30 comes, I'm gonna get like really excited and I'm gonna go for that.
Yeah, I can feel it. Like my 21 Day Fix challenge group kind of sucks this month because all my other coaches are kind of doing PIO, and I feel like I'm leading it, but
you'll go through that phase though with like some challenge groups that just like nobody's saying anything. That was how my fit before the feast was. Like it was like silent, and now everyone's in the PIO. So yeah, when you're like the only one posting.
I gotta run. I got the other group.
Do everyone go? I think everyone did.
Yeah, we got it. Yeah, it comes down to like if you're basically like if there's something that's not working, it comes down to like something's missing in those 3 vital behaviors. If you're not doing those 3 things consistently, you're going to fall off track somewhere, and then it's going to impact the other 2.
Yeah, when are you doing max 30? Because I'm going to start on Monday.
Bare
I'll
bones.
start
basics.
Monday.
Okay. I'm holding you to it.
Okay.
And if you live,
No, it's Christmas.
if you live in Syracuse, then you don't get the sun to your brain that you need, so that hurts too.
Yeah, Brandy and I are like under a cloud.
It's horrible.
You gotta make up for it.
The other day we did this thing at one of the meetings I had to go to for work, and she asked if you had a magic wand, like what would you change? And everybody was saying all these profound things like world peace and feed the hungry, and I'm like, I'd get rid of the snow.
Yeah. I get rid of the cloud over our head.
It's a good one. If you become a full-time coach, you can live anywhere you want.
That's true.
All right, I gotta go.
All right. All right, good call, guys.
Yeah.
Thanks, Pat.
Bye.
Bye.
I'll post this in the group.